Guys, before you quit your job, you want to make sure you watch this one. Welcome to the Mr. Bubbles channel, where we dish out amazing pressure washing business advice to beginners. Now, before we get into today's episode, I wanted to announce this. We're only a handful of members away from our 250th member here on the Mr. Bubbles channel. And as you guys well know, I am doing a giveaway, a free business in a box to the 250th member. That's going to happen in the next couple of days. I predict in the next 48 hours, we will have that person already, and I'm going to announce it on Friday. Now, if you have not yet become a member of the Inner Circle, Mr. Bubbles Inner Circle, make sure you join. Guys, you got an amazing library of videos only for members. Also, we're building a private Facebook group, again, just for members. So there's a lot of benefits, guys, to becoming a member of the Mr. Bubbles channel. As I say here all the time on the channel, we're building a virtual trade school for you guys. That's what the Mr. Bubbles channel is. It's a power washing academy. So make sure you sign up, because you could be that lucky winner. So let's go ahead and jump into today's episode. We're going to be talking about how to quit your job and become a full-time washer. And the goal here is to do that, to accomplish that, let's say, within the next year. Now, I want to start this off by saying this. When I started in the pressure washing business, I had a full-time job. I come from the grocery background. I was a store manager for like a major national chain. Made good money, guys. I was in the six figures, but I wasn't happy. So money is not the answer to everything. There was a lot of factors that went into it. Now, I didn't quit my job right away. I did the business or the industry. I pressure washed houses part-time for about 2 years, guys. In those 2 years, I was learning a lot of things. And that's why I can bring you this knowledge, because I think there's 4 major things that absolutely have to be in place before you quit your job. So then that way you're doing it in a very safe manner. Now, the reason why I quit my job, I wanted to share the story with you. I noticed that in the corporate world, I know a lot of you guys that listen to me, you work for your big corporate companies, right? Your UPSs, your Amazons, and the list goes on. But the corporate world is, man, I guess what I'm trying to say is it's an entity that its sole purpose is to make money. It's not to help you grow, help you develop yourself. Like they have no invested interest in you becoming more knowledgeable and experienced and developing skill sets that's going to help you in the long run to make more money. Like none of those things are in the interest of Amazon or, any company. Name your company there. The bottom line is that's why I decided to jump in and run my own business, because I just wasn't growing, guys. I wasn't developing. I wasn't happy. And again, I was making pretty good money, but I wasn't happy. I wanted something where I could grow as an individual, and then also had the potential to be able to grow financially. And then the last thing I'll say about that is this, that I wanted not just financial freedom, but I wanted freedom to be able to take vacations, to be able to have the weekends to myself, to work my own hours, however, that looked for me at that time. So, everyone's different. You're different. But, man, I'll be the first one to tell you guys this, that there's no greater feeling than being your own boss and being in control of your own destiny. I highly recommend that for you guys. So let's go ahead and jump into today's episode, because remember, I got 4 things. Look at them as like mile markers that you should hit before you quit your job. And the goal, again, guys, is to do that within a 1-year calendar. So number 1 on my list, I got that you have an established business. Okay. And what do I mean specifically by an established business is this: you got all your legal paperwork in order. Your LLC, your bank account, like everything is registered with the state. Depending on where you are, you might need a license, so you look into that. Again, those things are not something that you're going to do in a day or two, so look into that because it takes weeks and months to set that up. The second thing I'm talking about when I say an established business, guys, make sure you have a professional looking website. The company that I recommend, the company that I've been using for years, the ones that built my website is called 180 Sites. And man, they make a mean website. They make pretty much, all of the major websites within the industries are made by them. So I highly recommend them. And then the third thing that I'll say is your Google My Business. I mean, something we talk a lot about this on the channel. You know, you want to make sure that you have an optimized Google My Business, that there's great pictures on there, that you guys are being laser focused on getting reviews. And the thing there is this. You want to make sure before you quit your job that with the Google My Business, I would have at least 25 5-star reviews, because that's going to make you a big difference for you, and with a lot of different factors when it comes to like your closing rate and getting more customers and things of that nature. Now, the great news about your Google My Business, if you're a little stressed out about that, is that I created a video. It's episode 56 on my channel. Now, that is a members only channel. That's another great benefit to the Mr. Bubbles channel, because that video right there is worth its weight in gold, guys. Weight in gold. You're going to learn a step-by-step tutorial how to optimize your Google My Business. So there's a lot of things on there that you guys have to learn. So I highly recommend you check out that. Again, it's episode 56. Now, so if you got those three things in place, you got your LLC paperwork, you got your bank account, you have a professional looking website, and then you have your Google My Business, then you're ready to go to the next step, which is number 2 on our list, a professional rig. We talk about this a lot on the channel. You want to make sure you have a professional setup. Now, I recommend for new guys one of two things. Either you have a truck build or you have a trailer build. As a new guys, one of those is going to be better for you. Now, the great news is I've created 2 separate series on my channel. Just search it out. I did a trailer build series on a 5x8 trailer, and I did a truck build, and in both situations were under $5,000 to get those builds done. So make sure you guys watch those, copy those blueprints. Some of you guys out there on the interwebs have sent me pictures of your rigs, and wow. I mean, I was like, wow, did I make this? I mean, I was confused. I thought I was looking at my own rig. But make sure you guys have professional equipment out there. You don't want to be going out there. I say this all the time, right? You don't want to bring a knife to a gunfight. You want to make sure you have the right equipment for the right job. Plus, it's going to make you look that much more professional. Now, before we move on to number 3 on my list, let me talk to you guys real quick about my business in a box. Guys, quick announcement. I've created a digital product called Mr. Bubbles Business in a Box. Check this out. Okay, so the Mr. Bubbles Business in a Box is actually a thumb drive that we're going to send to you guys to your physical address. And when you get this thumb drive, you're going to see a folder that's called Box in it. And then when you open it, you're going to see all of these files right here, guys, all of these folders. And guys, this thing has over 500 files, anything and everything I've ever created from my business. So all of the blueprints, training modules, documents, all of the things that you guys constantly email me about, you know, your pricing PDF, your for example, you know, your marketing blueprints, anything that you could need for your business is in here. That's why we call it a business in a box. One of the things that I really like about this is, guys, check out all of these pictures. So you have a total of 300 before and after pictures that you guys can add to your website and your Facebook and your Google My Business. And check this out. So there's a folder called Google SEO. And the pictures already have the SEO words in them. And this one photo right here has over 300 This specific folder has 190 pictures, but all in all, it's over 300 pictures. Look at some of these pictures, guys. Amazing before and afters. Pictures for you guys to be able to add to all of your social medias and whatnot. This is going to help you get a lot of customers. And of course, your edible postcards are on here. And then finally, you got training videos on here as well, guys. Like, for example, the video on how to optimize your Google My Business, the Mr. Bubbles. You got several videos, so they're like training modules. You got all the PDFs. The bottom line, guys, is this. This is going to help you with your business. So don't miss out. Make sure that you email us so you can get your business in a box today. In order to get your business in a box, you just got to hit the link in the description of this video. And I say this all the time on the channel, guys. The more you know, the more you grow. That's how come I decided to create this business in a box, because it has everything in there you need to be able to grow your business. And I really believe that this is going to be a game changer for you. Guys, you do not want to miss out on this one. All right, there you have it, guys. Now, moving right along, number 3, this is one of the milestones that is going to be paramount. Like, this is one of the pillars. This is very important that you do this. And this is number 3 on our list, financial stability. Now, I didn't quit my job until I was about 80% of what my current salary was. So I'll give an example. Let's say you're right now at your full-time job and you're making $1,000. So you start a side hustle. You're doing pressure washing part-time. So you're growing on this journey. You're watching my videos. You're following my blueprints. Like I mention this all the time. The marketing blueprint for new guys, which is going to help teach you how to get customers for your pressure washing business. So as you're growing and you're doing your pricing right, and you're literally applying all the knowledge that we're giving you, and your business is growing, when you get to a point where you're making about 80%, in this case here as the example, so when you're making $800 a week, which would be 80% of your current salary, that's when I would put in my 2 weeks and leave. And here's why. If you're doing this part-time and you're already making pretty much what you're making at your full-time job, how much more would you be making if you were doing it full-time? In my case, I remember I was right around there. It might have been a little bit less for me, but I was right around there. Man, I was doing it. My 2 days off, guys, by the way, was Wednesday and Sunday. That's one of the reasons why I hated my job so much, is because they staggered our days off. They never gave us days off back to back, and I hated that. So on Wednesday and Sunday, I would go out there and wash houses. And it got to a point, guys, where, like, let's say my paycheck was like $2,800 every 2 weeks. I got paid every 2 weeks back then. I mean, I was making like $2,200 in the few days that I was out there washing. I got to a point where I was doing that. So it was like, hey, I'm dedicating like 15, 20 hours a week to this. Why don't I, instead of doing this, I'll do this full time. Gave my 2 weeks, left, and then I never looked back. And I gave 2 weeks. You know, here in Maryland, it's a little bit different because our season runs from March to November. Like, we're not full time all the year, you know, all the months of the year. So, you know, I gave my 2 weeks in February. Then the first week of March, I was out the door, and then I just, you know, took off running. So the bottom line is, you know, you don't want to stumble here. You don't want to take a step backwards to the point where, you know, you're not making enough money off of, you know, washing houses to feed yourself, feed your family. So you want to make sure that the money is comparable. And then from there, man, sky's the limits for what you can do. Number 4 on our list is something that, you know, really hits home for me. And that is this: passion versus profit. So when I first got into the business, guys, like, I wasn't really focused, you know, on the money aspect of it. I was focused on becoming a master of the craft. I fell in love with the craft. You know, in my experience in life in general, anything that we're passionate about, we're going to stick to. right? So you're going to learn how to overcome obstacles for things that you're passionate about. I recently, actually, I'm sorry, this was last year. I ran into a guy and we were talking, and he used to have a pressure washing business. And I asked him what happened. How come he's no longer doing it? And he said that it was because he just got to a point where he wasn't making that much money. So you see, what that tells me is he wasn't in it for the right reason. He was in it to make a quick buck. He ran into some obstacles of some kind, I don't know what, and then those obstacles threw him out of the way. And this is going to happen to, unfortunately, a lot of you guys that are watching and or listening to me as well, because if you don't have your goals and your priorities straight, you're just not going to make it. That's just the bottom line. Like there's so many things that you have to learn and you have to master. I say this all the time on the channel. The amount of money that you make is nothing but a reflection of the skill sets that you have. So as you grow in this journey, you're going to run into a lot of situations. I recently did a video. You guys can search it out. I can't remember the episode where I talked about like all of the obstacles and mistakes that I made along the way. And the bottom line is those things didn't trip me up for long because I was very passionate about running my own business. I was very passionate about reaching a point where I was going to be financially independent and I was going to be free. That is why I did this business, and I was over to overcome those challenges and pick myself up every time I fell down. Because remember, guys, like business is all about failure. You fail and you fail and you fail. You learn from those failures, you grow. As you grow, you get better, you get wiser, you get stronger, and your finances grow. That's how that works. Like, I know a lot of you guys think, oh man, I suffered this one thing. Maybe this business isn't for you. No, that you have to get over that thing. And then once you get over that thing, guess what? There's 2 or 3 more things waiting for you in a corner. And then you get over that if you're passionate about what you do. That's why I say, passion over profit. Passion over profit. Like, be passionate about what you do. And then the final thing that I'm going to say about that is this. Like, people are drawn. And when I say people, customers, vendors, employees, people love being around people, other people that are passionate about whatever. We just love passionate people because, man, there's something about them, right, guys? It's like we're drawn to it like a moth to flame. Be that passionate person. Be that light at the end of the tunnel for a lot of people in your life. And this is going to influence every aspect of your business. And guys, as you grow in this journey, man, not only are you going to become financially free, you're going to, man, your emotions. I think about back to, when I was in a corporate world, what my mentality was then to now. Wow, it's like I stepped through some kind of portal and I am a completely different version of myself, a happier, way happier version. So highly recommend you guys follow these blueprints and guides and ideas that I'm giving you, because again, guys, these are not things that I researched or read in a book. These are things that I did. This is how I did it. I'm literally, whenever I do a video for you guys, I'm literally giving you guys the blueprint, the steps that I took to get to where I am. So highly recommend you guys do that, because as I say all the time on the channel, I don't want you guys to make the mistakes that I've made. I've eliminated all of the no's to bring you guys the yes. And that's all I got for you guys today. Really appreciate you guys coming to the channel and watching this how to quit your job in 1 year and become a professional pressure washer video. Highly recommend you watch the next one as well. Guys, in the next video, we're going to be out in the field again doing a house wash. I know how passionate you guys are about, watching me wash houses out there. So look forward to that. That's coming out. Again, it's already been recorded. It's going through editing. So look out for that in the next few days. Again, I mentioned this, I think, in every single one of my videos. Please email me. I love hearing from you guys. You will find my email in the description of this video. I had tons of great resources to share for free with you guys, like the marketing blueprint that we talked about here. A lot of you guys are goofing up and not sending people service agreement. Don't worry, I got you covered. I'll send that out to you so you can just copy and paste. But yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Bubbles out.